So hi guys. So as we can see that due to current situation, so I don't think the lockdown, okay, especially in Bangalore is gonna end soon. So instead of having 3 sessions in a week, okay, as I promised you that I'll be completing all the past year paper, physics, chemistry, and maths. Okay. So we need it, and good thing is that we'll have the exam by June only due to this lockdown. Okay, and we got plenty of time. Okay. And the recorded sessions which are recorded in YouTube, currently I made it unavailable. Okay, because I can see there are a lot more views than my students over there. Okay, and that is a full session. So it's a half of the paper I'm solving and all the important shortcuts I'm telling you through that videos. Correct. So I'm sure that people who attended the session, they will be knowing the thing. And for students who are not attended the session, for them I will be giving them the recorded session once they come to my class. Okay, fine. Because I don't want to make it public in YouTube, because this is an entrance examination and we all want to get high marks. And in India, it's not about selecting the best brains. Okay, it's all about the process of elimination here. One second, I think someone has got difficulty in joining. So let me make the mobile into silent mode. Yeah. So see, as I told you again, in India, it's not about the selecting the smart brains, all about the process of elimination. So whomever get the higher marks, they will be moved to the better rank. They'll get a good government college or whatever it is. Correct. So today I have selected the most difficult paper in KSET. There is a 2012 chemistry paper which I am going to solve. So that is considered to be one of the most difficult paper of all time. Okay. And the beautiful point about chemistry is, unlike physics and maths, where we got a lot of patterns and shortcuts, if you're able to solve last 20-year paper, okay, and with the shortcuts which I tell you, we are sure to get about 95% of the questions correct. 95% of the questions correct. Okay. For that particular reason, I want everyone to attend the daily class. Okay. So that it will be helpful for you. And please make sure that you revise each and everything once the class is over. Okay. And let me know if any doubts pertain on the same. So with this, I'm starting the today's session. Just give me moments and let others also join. There are, I think, 2 or 3 participants yet remaining. Fine. So I hope everyone has come. So we will start the session now. Okay. So let us go to the most important question first. Question number 6. So why I have chosen this question, the question number 6, is because in this type of question is mostly repeated in most of the entrance paper. Okay. Which one of the following has no unpaired electrons? We know oxygen has got how many total? O2. O2 has got 16. So minus means it is actually what? Taking one electron. So plus 1, 17. Question is no unpaired electrons. O2 plus, O2 2 minus, O2. Oxygen 16, O2 is 16, O2 2 minus, which means again it is taking 2 more electrons. So 16 plus 2, that is 18. Here it is giving 1 electron. So 16 minus 1, 15. So the answer of this is what? 18. So 18 has got what? The octet thing. Correct? So it has got no unpaired electrons. So option C is the answer for question number 6. For question number 6. Okay. And now let us do the question number 7. The atomic number of cobalt is 27. The effective atomic number EAN of cobalt in Na3CONO2 4 times Cl2 is how much? So these kind of questions you will get. Some of you may have any idea. Some of you might not have any idea. So I'll be doing this question. So I think everyone can see the whiteboard in this. So we are going to find about the EAN of cobalt in Na3 CO NO2 4 times Cl2. Correct? This is equal to the atomic number of what? Cobalt plus or minus. We all know the atomic number of cobalt is 3. Okay. Correct? I think the last class I told you how to do the oxygen state or oxidation number of each and everything. Cobalt plus number of electrons taken from NO2. Taken from the NO2 and the Cl. This is a basic formula. So what is the atomic number of the cobalt? That we should know. So what is the important thing? We should know the periodic table. We should by heart the periodic table. The elements in the periodic table we should by heart. 27 plus 3. Oxygen state of cobalt is plus 3. Number of electrons is 4 times. And chlorine is 2. So if we add everything, we'll get 36 respectively. We'll get 36 respectively. So question number 7. 7B is the correct answer. 7B. So please copy it down. So I'm going to the next question now. Now let us see from the first question. Okay. Saccharin, an artificial sweetener, is manufactured from which one? The first question. We all know what is the answer of this? Toluene. So these are all direct questions we are getting. One is A. So first question it is A. The next question. Which of the following is not true for SN1 reaction? Not true. So here again we use a process of elimination. Okay. tertiary alkyl halides generally react through SN1 reaction. Yes, very true. The rate of reaction does not depend upon the molar concentration of the nucleophile. Fine. Primary alkyl halide generally react through SN1 reaction. We all know that primary alkyl halide generally react through which reaction? SN2. And obviously this is favored by polar solvent. So option C is the correct answer for this thing. Option C is the correct answer for the second question. The next question, oil of wintergreen is which one? Carboxylic acid, alcohol, ketone, and an ester. So most of you might have heard about this thing, oil of wintergreen. It is there in a class 12 exemplar book also is there. Okay. So the answer of this is very easy. It is an ester. It is an organic ester. So the thing, what is this oil of winter called as? Methyl salicylate. This is called oil of wintergreen. So this is an organic ester. Obviously, it is an organic ester. So if you don't know, please note on the second. Question number 4. Okay. Question number 4 is this one. An organic compound A burns with a sooty flame. It is negative towards tolerance reagent test and positive for Bosch reagent test. The compound A is which one? So answer is very easy. The only thing which shows negative towards tolerance reagent is what? A ketone. It is a ketone which shows the thing. Correct? So what kind of ketone? And it burns a sooty flame. So which means, and it also tests positive for the Bosch reagent. So it's an aromatic ketone. So the only option for this is option 4A. Acetophenone is the answer for this. Acetophenone. The thing is that it is a sooty flame. So what is the answer for this? This is an aromatic thing. And the only thing which shows negative towards tolerance reagent is which one? Ketone. So what is an aromatic ketone in this? Acetophenone. So chemistry is the most easiest compared to physics and maths, because we'll get direct questions and we'll get repeated questions in chemistry. And you take any other entrance coaching center, they'll just teach you the organic chemistry theory. Suppose alcohols, phenols, and ketones is that they'll again teach you that thing. And they may do 2 to 3 questions or 4 to 5 questions, because even I have gone to a coaching center before me going to engineering college. Okay. But the ranks are not made like that. Ranks are only made by solving the past year paper at least 1 or 2 times. Okay, so that is the reason I keep on telling you that you guys has got the best chance in life. That exam will be happening only on June. That is also not sure. Maybe in July. Okay. So kindly make use of the time and please revise the paper again and again, because we are all human beings and we have a short-term memory loss. Because this is not something which we like doing. Chemistry, most of us hate chemistry because main thing is that we may not be getting that much marks in the examination, nor we may not like the subject, or it may not be the area of interest. But again, for the engineering entrance exam, this is very important. Chemistry is very important, and we keep on forgetting things. How to remove that thing? Just keep on revising the same thing again. So same paper you revise. So what you will get from that? The pattern you will get. The pattern and the type of questions you will get. At least if I'm doing 20-year paper now here, you can see what all, you can predict the questions. Okay, you can, like I told you, the 6th question is coming in almost all the engineering examination. How did I get it? Because I'm doing the case at IIT JEE means NEET as well as the Comet K papers. Okay, so I know which all questions will come and which won't come and which is not important also. Fine. And again, I'm repeating, organic chemistry is not that important for getting a huge marks. Organic chemistry question maximum will come for 6 or 7 questions, that's all. So mainly we have to concentrate mainly on inorganic chemistry and physical chemistry respectively, guys. Okay. So coming to this, let us do this fifth question. Fifth question. I hope everyone has got the questions with you. For reaction A plus B products, the rate of reaction at the various concentrations are given below. So this question I'll be doing it on the whiteboard. So rate of the reaction K into A power M B power N. We have to find what the unknown values are, what M and N. We don't know those values, correct? And in the first thing in the table, you can see what is the rate. Rate is given 2. K into what is this thing? 0.2 whole power M and 0.2 whole power B is 0.2 whole power N. You can just see the table per se. The next one, this is our equation 1. Next one is 4. Again K. 0.2 whole power M and 0.4 whole power N. Equation 2. The next one, 36 is equal to K 0.6 whole power M and 0.4 whole power N respectively. Correct? So what we do? We compare the two equations. We compare equation 1 and 2 first. So what should I do first? Equation 2 by equation 1. So 4 by 2 is equal to, I'm not writing the K stuff, and it will be 0.5 by 0.2 whole power 2 times. This also 2 times. So 2 power N is equal to 2. So what is our N value? This is 1. N is equal to 1 we got. N is equal to 1. Next thing, we will take what? Equation 2 and equation 3. Correct? Then we do what? 3 by 2. 3 by 2. So we'll get 36 by 4 is equal to 0.6 by 0.6 whole power M by this thing. I think I can write the whole thing by 0.2. 4 9s are 36. So I get what? 3 power M is equal to 3 square. So this implies M is equal to 2. Now substitute these values in the equation. Rate is equal to K into A power 2 and B power 1. So this is the answer for the fifth question. So fifth question, the option is D. 5D is the option. 5D is the option. So please copy this thing down. So once you finished copying it, in the chat box, just let me know the same if you finished. So if 3 to 4 members have finished it out, I will just go to the next question. Not next question, I'll tell you one shortcut also for this. Good. I got 3 to 4 messages like done. Very good. So guys, the thing is that as soon as you get N value is equal to 1 here, as soon as N value is equal to 1, these are the tricks which I'm telling you. The answer, see, the objective of the class is not for you to get the correct answer. I'm again repeating, okay, the objective of my class is not for you to get the correct answer. The objective is to find the new tricks, okay, to learn something new. Okay, and if you're not getting anything, no need to worry. Once the session is over, revise same thing again and again. That's it. Okay. See, we got N is equal to 1. If we get N is equal to 1, obviously we can, what we can do? We can eliminate option A and option C. These two things we can eliminate. Then we got 50% of chance of these things. Correct? So this is also one way of doing the thing. So sometimes you have to substitute the answer and substitute these equations in the question sometimes. Okay, so there are a lot of ways to get the correct answer. Okay, so here I'll be helping you to identify the question. I am successful if I am able to make you identify what questions will come for the exam and make sure that you mark the options. That's it. Not more than that. And 2012 paper is considered to be one of the most difficult chemistry question paper. So I was supposed to do 2017 chemistry paper, but I thought that first let us do difficult things, then come to the easy ones. And I told you as before, there'll be a daily class, okay, so that it will benefit you, okay. And all the sessions are recorded, okay. So if you got any doubts in, or if you're unable to recall anything, please feel free to contact me so that I'll help you out on how to do the same, okay. So it's not like when the class is over and we don't have any interaction at all. Question number 8. Yeah, this is also very, very important. This is again repeated in lot of questions. The spin only magnetic moment of Na2 plus. Okay, the spin only magnetic moment of Na2 in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution would be water. And here they given the atomic number of Ni is 28. So immediately once we get it, what we do? So Ni2 plus in aqueous solution. Okay, this refers to what? Ni aqueous is H2O 6 times. 1 second, the pen is not working. Yeah, it's now working. Ni H2O 6 times dot Ni2 plus. This has got the following electronic configuration. So we first write down the electronic configuration for the same. (28) they are given, so 3D, correct? D means 5. So fill the shells. Spin only magnetic content number, correct? So that is what we have to find out. The spin only magnetic moment. It is there in your class 11. No need to worry. If you forgot the formula, root of n into n plus 2. And what is this n? Number of unpaired electrons. And how many number of unpaired electrons are? 2 are there. 2 unpaired electrons are there. So root of 2 into 2 plus 2. So that is nothing but root of 2 into 4. That is root 8 bm. That is the answer. Root 8 bm is the answer for the same. So please copy it on the same thing. So guys, the important formula for it note down is this thing. Spin only magnetic moment is equal to root of n into n plus 2. And again, I'm repeating for the guys who has joined today, newly. Okay. So guys, you have to have a formula sheet. Okay. In all the formula sheets, you have to write down all the formulas in the same. Okay. You have to have a formula sheet separately for physics, chemistry, and maths. And whatever things you learned new. Obviously, you get a lot of formulas today. Correct? So those things you copy down and keep it with you. Fine. So I hope everyone has written down the same thing. I'm going to the next question. Question number 9. The impossible orbital among the following is. clearly given 3f. How? Because if it is in the third orbital, how many electrons it can hold? Maximum is 18 electrons in the third orbital. Correct? S can hold 2, P can hold 6, D can hold 10, and F can hold 14. Correct? So obviously in the third orbital, this is highly impossible for F subshell to be in the third orbital. So we know what is the answer. S, P, and D only can have this thing. Correct? So third orbital can hold only 18 electrons. So F is not possible. So S is 2, P is 6, D is 10, F is 14. Again, I'm writing down this for the students who doesn't know this thing. Okay, fine. So I'm considering everything, every one of you as equals. Okay, so that is the reason I'm explaining in this basic level. S is 2, P is 6, D is equal to 10, and F is equal to 14, not 17. This is 14 respectively. Okay, that's the thing. So impossible orbital for the same is A is 3f. Next thing, the 10th one. The 10th one shortcut, I'll tell you what it is. The total number of electrons in 18 ml of water. Water is what? H2O. I'll do it on the whiteboard. Water is 2 into 1 plus 16. That is nothing but how much? 18. And what is given here? The 18 ml of what? Water. But if I write oxygen here, it should be what actually? O2 here. 2 into 816. So this is a general mistake the student will be doing. So we should not take this particular thing. We'll take sure 2 into 1 plus 8. Why I wrote this in the first place is nothing but this is because I have been teaching a lot of students and I'm sure that most of the guys are making this mistake. So 18 and 18 will be given 1. Something like that, they'll come to assistance and come to this. So this is giving us 10. Multiply this with what? The Avogadro number, because number of electrons in 1 mole of water is what? The Avogadro number. Avogadro number into the above thing in 1 mole. So answer is 6.022 into 10 power 24 is the answer. Suppose if you want a detailed explanation for the same, that also I'll write it for you. In 18 ml, the number of moles of water is what? The mass of water by the molecular mass. What is density formula? Mass by volume. Or else you can note down this triangle. What is mass? Density into volume. Correct? So instead of this, what I'll put? Density into volume I'll put off. Molecular mass, we all know what is the molecule. That I wrote. 18. Correct? Density is what? Given the question. So 1 into 18 volume is given 18 milliliter by 18. So we will get 1 mole as the answer for this. Now, number of moles of water in 1 mole is the Avogadro number. Correct? And number of electrons in 1 molecule of water is how much? That's what I told Rodanus, 10. Now number of electrons in 1 mole of this thing. This molecule, same thing, number of electrons in 1 mole of water. So there is a lot of difference between mole and molecule. We have to multiply with what? 10. Avogadro number into Na is Avogadro number into what? 10. So that's how we get the answer. Option 10, B is the answer. So please copy down this also. So please copy down this thing. And as I told you in the earlier class also, I will be doing all the problems here so that you can just sit back and relax. Okay. But one more thing I want to make sure that, see, I'm doing these things for you. You are at home, you can eat snacks and everything, and you can drink water, correct? But a lot of things I am unable to do it. Fine, because that is the kind of effort I am putting for your entrance rank. And whatever I'm editing the 30-minute video, so that is actual class, 30 or 30. So that I'm just cutting it down everything and doing it probably for you guys so that you guys will benefit out of it. Fine. Because I've been taking this entrance session for the last 5 to 6 years fully fledged. So I'm seeing a tendency of a lot of students forgetting the thing. So that is the reason I'm recording all sessions, whether it's online or offline. I'm recording all sessions and keeping it that particular class for the students. So I'm not going to show the old thing to the students taken 2-3 years back. No, that is not the thing here. Whatever I'm taking currently, that is the session I'm recording and I'm sending to you, or I'm making sure that you guys benefit out of it. So I would request each and everyone to kindly cooperate, okay, so that it will benefit you in the long run. So with this being said, I'll be going to the next question. The 11th one, so that is a general knowledge kind of question. The number of moles of hydrogen that can be added to 1 mole of an oil is highest in which one? So the answer of this is linseed oil. So linseed oil consists of most number of moles of hydrogen. 12th question. The reaction between sodium and water can be made less vigorous by what? By adding little alcohol? No, it will burn more vigorously. Amalgamating sodium. Amalgamating in the sense adding Hg. Amalgamating in the sense adding Hg. Mercury to the thing. Adding a little acidic acid, no, that is also not true. Lower the temperature, even if lower the temperature, obviously there will be a more vigorous reaction. So the only solution for this is option B, amalgamating the sodium. Amalgamating means adding with mercury, that's all. So I hope everyone has noted down this thing. Question number 13. So this is a very easy question. Since you just now done your class 12th, all colloidal dispersion will have option A, low osmotic pressure. That's it. Question number 14. Silver iodide is used for producing artificial rain because AgI is easy to synthesize, has crystal structure similar to ice, is insoluble in water, is easy to spray at high altitude. So what is this process actually called as? Cloud seeding. Cloud seeding. If you don't know, please write it down. The cloud seeding. So obviously it has got a crystal structure similar to ice. Option B is the answer for question number 14. Fine. Cloud seeding. So many of you may know it, many of you may know does not know it, but all are same in the class. And guys, one more thing, we should remember the values of log 2, log 3, log 5 and log 10. Log 1 we know 0, log 10 value is 1. So those things we should know, okay? Why I am telling you is the next question is based on that. The equilibrium constant of a reaction is 0.008 at 298 Kelvin. The standard free energy change of the reaction at the same temperature is how much? So this is a pure conceptual question, but we should know the log also. So what is the standard free energy change formula? Delta G minus 2.303 RT log K. Correct? So log K is already given 0.008. RT, I'm just putting it like that. R we know 8.314, T is 298. But just for easy now, I'm just putting it log into 0.08. And what is this 0.08? How can I write this 0.08 as 8 by 100? 8 by 1000, sorry, not 100, 8 by 1000. 8 by 10 is what? 0.8. I think 0.008. That's the question. Yeah. So 0.008. 8 by 1000. So what is our log 8? 8 can represent 2 cube by 10 cube. Correct? And we all know the formula. Log of a power x is equal to x log a. And also we want to know one more formula. Log a by log b is what? Log a minus log b. So these things you might have done in max integration thing. Log a by log of a by b, or log a minus log b thing. Correct? Log a plus b is what? Log ab. Log a plus log b is log ab. So these are the general formulas which you should know. If you don't know, add to the formula sheet. So again for this, log a minus log b I can do. Correct? But what is our log of a power x? X log a. So log of 2 cube is what? 3 log 2. Those who don't know this, that's the reason I'm writing down. This is into log of 2 cube is what? 3 log 2 minus log a minus log b. Okay, because this is log of a by b format. Minus 3 log 10. And here we should know what is log 2 value, 0.314. You can just write it as 0.3, that's all. And what is log 10 value? 1. Log 10 value is 1. Log 10 value is 1. Correct? So 3 into 0.3 is what? 3 into 0.3 minus 3. 3 into 1. So 0.9 minus 3. 0.9 minus 3. So that is nothing but what? Our minus 2. I'm just taking it as 1. Okay, now you write down all the formula. Minus 2.303 into this minus 2 into this what? RT. R value is 8.314. Temperature 290. You can take it as 300 also. Then if you multiply all these stuff, you'll get 1196515. That's enough joules. Or if you want to write as kilojoules, divide by 1000. 11.96 kilojoules. So divide this by 1000 to get kilojoules respectively. That's all. So this is the part you have to make it as 0.08. You won't be given any log tables. You won't be given any log tables. And those who don't know how to do the logarithm or anti-logarithm, okay. So please message me directly in WhatsApp once the session is over. Those who don't know how to do anti-logarithms or logarithms without using the log table. Okay, so that I will take one session, or maybe in some sessions in between I'll just infuse it. It's hardly a 15-minute program, that's all. To teach you the logarithms or the anti-log or the negative anti-logs. Okay. Faster than using a logbook. Without using logbook, how to do it faster. That I will teach you. Because in entrance examination, they won't give any logarithmic book. And those who are done your PUC, guys, I would request you kindly do not use calculator at all. Because again, entrance examination, they won't give us calculator. And see, this 0.0, this 0.314 I'm taking is what 0.3, correct? So these things you should actually take it. I cannot sit and multiply 0.314 into this. And this 3 into 0.3, 0.9 I'll get. So 0.9 minus 3 is what? That I won't take. 0.9 I'll take it as 1. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So those kind of things you should be very much well versed. So we should be able to take the whole value. We should not take decimal values and waste our time. We should multiply and we should see which is the nearest option matching to our answer. So for this is the formula. You can add to your formula sheet. And all these log formulas also you can do it. And if you have got doubts in any of the things, once the class is over, okay, I will tell you what all doubts you are having. Those things I will be clearing it in the end of the session. So I hope everyone has copied on this page and this one. And guys, I want to know each and everyone's number of study hours now. Okay, I'm not going to make it public or anything. In a chat box, could you please message me the how many number of hours you are putting daily for studying? I just want to know that for the KSET preparation. So I got most of the messages except one or two guys. Okay. So to take the class, I had to prepare for 5 to 6 hours minimum. Okay, then including the class time, 2 hours, 8. Then maybe doubt clearance, another half an hour more. Okay. So obviously I completed my engineering. Correct. So if I'm able to prepare for 8 or 9 hours per day, because guys, when I'm telling you I'm taking physics, chemistry, and maths, for which one? For the Monday to Sunday at a stake. Okay. So if I'm able to put those efforts, okay, I am putting almost 8 to 10 hours of effort, because teaching is also, see, and more, I'm sure that most of the guys will have snacks also with you. Correct. That's also one of the case. Fine. So why I'm putting these efforts is for you to get a really good entrance rank. So again, I have to repeat, for the guys who are given me 2 hours or 3 hours of preparation. Okay, 5 hours is fine, very good, excellent. Okay, and one of the guys given me 8 hours of preparation. That's also excellent, actually. Fine, but guys, we have to actually spend 7 to 8 hours productively. Productively in the sense, see, now in this session, if I'm able to do 30 questions in 2 hours of time, so that is called productivity. If I'm able to do 30 questions in 2 hours of time. Okay, if you are in school or any other entrance coaching, I'll tell you 5 to 10 questions they will do. That's all. Why? Because for them, it is a syllabus completion. Okay, for me, it is for your entrance rank. So there is a difference between the syllabus completion and the entrance rank preparation. So entrance rank preparation in the sense, I have to work very, very hard, more than you guys, so that I can give you the best teaching here. Okay. And as I told you in the last class, again, one more time repeating, why you have to work hard. One more thing. The KSET fees. Let us take 10,000 per year. That's all. If your rank is very less, you may have to even pay only 2,000. If your rank is under 100 or something less than 500, the fee is only 2,000. Okay. KSET fees 10,000 if your rank is less than 3,000 total rank. Comet K 90,000. But if you're going for a management seat without KSET and Comet K, then lakhs. 3 to 4 lakhs in a good college. Fine. So I urge each and everyone to work hard. Okay. So those who are working for 4 to 5 hours or more than that, I highly appreciate them. Okay. So those who are studying for 2 hours, okay, I don't have any problem. At least you're trying for 2 hours. Correct. But again, I'm telling, this opportunity, none of your previous batches has got. Okay. We got 2 to 3 months of time for the KSET thing. So this opportunity none of the guys has got, and I want each and everyone to kindly make use of this thing. And next time when I'll be definitely asking the same question in the next class or to the next class. Okay. So I want you to be more productive. So sitting for 4 hours, I'm not telling that is productive. If you're able to do more things in less number of time, that is also productive. Okay. Fine. But I want you to please remember these three things. Okay. The financial thing. Okay, so that it will help you out in the long run. So again, we can see two answers in this. Option D is the answer for this. Minus minus will give plus. Correct. So kilojoules means divided by 1000 with the answer. That's all. So that I'm just showing you. That's it. Question number 16 is very easy, that you can do it at home itself. So that I'm not doing it. Question number 17. The correct order of electronegativities of NO, F, and P is what? So for this, again, you have to know what the periodic table properly. Electronegativity. negativity. Okay, it increases in a period, decreases down the group. You can draw like this also. Along a period, it increases. Period increases, decreases down the group. This you can note it down. This particular thing. So if you note down those things, I'll go to the next page. Then write down the periodic table. So this is the reason we should know even the transition elements we should know. Okay, periodic table we should completely by heart and keep it off. And chemistry is more about by hearting the thing. So group and period, correct? We know what nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, 17, 16 and 15. So this I'm not writing it here, the group thing. The next is what? Phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. So now let us see the question itself. Okay, let us see the question itself. Nitrogen, or else I'll draw it here. There's much more spaces here. Nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine. It increases along a period. Correct? And it decreases along a group. And we all know that fluorine is the most electronegative element. So option C is gone. Process of elimination. Again, I'm teaching you how to get the answers correctly. Process of elimination. These techniques I'm teaching you. Process of elimination. So option C is gone. Correct? Now, what about the first option? Let us take option D. Let us take fluorine greater than nitrogen greater than phosphorus greater than oxygen. Option D. Okay. Phosphorus is greater than oxygen. But see, you can again see that this is correct. But what about P greater than O? Obviously, that is wrong. So option D is also eliminated. Next is, this is correct. Fluorine greater than oxygen is almost correct. But what about phosphorus greater than nitrogen? That is again wrong. Is it wrong? So which is the correct answer in this? 17th one. Fluorine greater than oxygen greater than nitrogen greater than phosphorus is the correct answer, because P greater than N is what? Wrong, because electronegativity decreases down the group. Electronegativity decreases down the group. So phosphorus can never be greater than N, nitrogen. Correct? So obviously the option B is the correct answer for the same. Option B is the correct answer for the same. So for this, you have to know this particular thing. So for those who did not understand, I'm just explaining one more time. See, obviously fluorine is the most electronegative element in this. So obviously option C is ruled out. Then it is between these three elements. And we all know that down the group electronegativity decreases. So P and oxygen. So this is also ruled out. P greater than O, because along the period it increases. And what about P greater than N? Down the group, this is decreasing. So again, this option is also wrong. So obviously option B is the correct answer. So that's all, guys. So same. So now I want everyone to take a 5 to 10 minute of break, then come back. Take a 5 to 10 minute of break. So hi guys, now let us do the question number 33. A given sample of milk turns sour at room temperature 27 degrees Celsius in 5 hours. In a refrigerator minus 3 degrees Celsius, it can be stored 10 times longer. The energy of activation for souring milk is how much? EA we have to find out. So this question also I'll do it. So there is no chance of you doing the question and getting the answer. So that is not the class thing. Okay. So this I will do it for you. The energy of activation. Correct? Question number 33. When I want to write, the pen won't write. Energy of activation. That is what you have to find out. EA. So what is the formula for that? Log of K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303R into T2 minus T1 by T1, T2. This is a formula you have to by heart and keep. Correct? So most of you guys may learn a different format, but this is the most easiest thing. So for the entrant, this kind of formulas, so this is the best format, write this formula. Okay, so that it will be easy for us to do. Log of K2 by K1. What is K2 by K1 value? 1 by 10 respectively. So log of 1 by 10 is equal to EA by 2.303 R. Again, we can see in the option R is given. So we don't need to substitute the R and find out the thing. And what is our T2 value? T1 value is 27 degrees Celsius. So that is nothing but 300 Kelvin. T2 is what? Minus 3 at refrigerator. So that is nothing but 270 Kelvin because we are minusing 3 from the 273 Kelvin. Okay. So this is adding 27 plus 273. This is subtracting 273 minus 3. That's all. So again T2 minus T1. 270 minus 300 by 270 into 300. So guys, log of 1 minus log of 10. So this is log of A by B form. So log 1 minus log 10. What is our log 1 value? 0. What is log 10 value? 1. So obviously this minus and this minus will get cancelled out each other. EA by 3.303 R. This will be what? Minus 30 by 270 into 300. So 30 into 10 times 300. Correct? And this minus will get cancelled out. So this implies what is our EA? 2.303 R into what? 2700. Correct? Into what? 2700 joules. That is our answer we are getting. But if you look at the option, we don't have something called joules. We only have something called kilojoules. So what is it? 2.303. This divided by 1000 you do. So you'll get 2.7 into 2.7 kilojoules. So this is the answer. And R also you should not miss. And R also you should not miss for the same. So this is R, you have to substitute here also somewhere. So again, this is not our board exam, this is an entrance exam. So we are least bothered about, we are just bothered about what we are getting the answer or not. So we have to adjust our mind accordingly. Okay, we have to adjust our mind accordingly. That's all. So please copy down this thing also. So shall I go to next question? Has everyone copied on the same? Fine. Okay. So option C is the correct answer for this. Option C. Question number 32. Question number 32. A first order reaction 60% complete in 20 minutes. How long will the reaction takes place to be 84% complete? So here, this is a first order reaction, which you all know. Correct? So what is our K thing here formula? 2.303 by T log of what? General formula is A by A minus X. So A we are taking it as 100. And we are not at all bothered about the first case, that is 60. Okay, we are only bothered about the second thing where we're getting it as 84. So 2.303 by T log of 100 by 100 minus 84. Fine. Correct. But we have to know what is the time here in this. For that, we have to know the K. For this particular reason, we have to find the first one also in this. So what is the first one, first case? K is equal to 2.303 by how, what is the T time? 20 minutes. The log of 100 by 100 minus 60. Log of 100 by 40. What is log of 100 by 40? Log 10 minus log 4. So as I told you, we should know the first 5 log values we should know. So this is log of 100 minus 40. That's log 10 minus log 4. Log 10 is 1 and log 4 value is 0.6. Log 4 value is 0.6. So 2.303 by 20 into 1 minus 0.6 is what? 0.4. So you multiply it, you will get what? 0.046 respectively in this. So this value, I have to substitute for which one? For this K. Okay, and then I have to get our T value from this. So T is equal to 2.303 by 0.046 into log of 100 minus 100 by 16. That's it. So what is log 100? 10 square, 2 log 10, 2. So 2 minus 1 point log 16. What is log 16? 2 power 4. Log 16 can be written as 2 power 4. So that is 4 log 2. So what is log 2 value? 0.3. So 4 into 0.3 will get 1.2. So 2 minus 1.2. So could you please tell me what is the answer for this? I bet everyone has copied on this thing. Log of 10 square minus what is 16? 2 power 4. That is 4 log 2. And we all know what is the log 2 value? 0.3. Two log 10 is 2 minus 4 log 2 is what? 4 into 0.3. That is 1.2. So if you get it, you'll get around 39.84 minutes. 40 minutes is the option. Very good. I think 3 to 4 guys has got the correct answer. 40 minutes is the correct answer for this. And how many of you want me to turn to the previous page? Or did not understand this thing? They can just let me know. So guys, for the first order reaction, this is our first case. Good. Okay, we'll find K value and we have to find what for the second case. Okay, we have to find the T value, time taken. Correct? For this, we'll find the K value because here already given 20 minutes in this. So while substituting, we'll find the K value and substitute that in this equation. Okay. And this 2012 chemistry paper is one of the most lengthiest paper of all. Okay, that is the reason. So I hope everyone has got it. So guys, 34th question. At 300 Kelvin, a gaseous reaction A to B plus C was found to follow first order kinetics. Starting with pure A, the total pressure at the end of 20 minutes was 100 mm of Hg. Total pressure after the completion of the reaction is 180 mm of Hg. What is the partial pressure of A? So guys, 20 minutes all are irrelevant of this. Only thing is what relevant to this? 100 and 180. So what is our partial pressure of A in the question? Total pressure is what? 180. Correct? When is initial pressure though? 100. So 180 minus 100. The answer is 80 for this. Answer is option C, 80 for this. That's all. So initially we got 180. Completion rate is 180. End of 20 minutes we got 100. So just minus the two things. The answer is 80. Option C. This is a very easy question. I'm trying to do all the problems. Okay. Question number 26. Which one of the following has a potential more than 0? Which one of the following has a potential more than 0? Very easy question again. This is. So what we have to apply in this? Nernst equation. Very important because in engineering also, in the very first semester, if you are in the there are two cycles in engineering, physics cycle and chemistry cycle. If you are in the chemistry cycle, your first chapter will have Nernst equation. Okay, and you'll get problems based on this also. So Nernst equation is very, very important. E cell is equal to what? 0.059 by 2 log x. And what is our log x value here? 2m. So what is log 2 value? 0.3. So 0.0591 by 2 into log 2 is what? 0.3. So first this x value is 2 I am giving. Next is 0.1. If I am giving log x as equal to 0.1, log 0.1, okay, the question is potential more than 0, greater than 0. What is log of 0.1? Log of 1 by 10. So obviously the answer will be what? Log 1 minus log 10. Log 1 minus log 10. Correct? Log 10 is 1, log 1 is 0. So obviously the answer will be negative. So this equation is ruled out. Next one, 0.5. 0.5 means again what? 5 by 10. So again here it is what? Log 5 minus log 10. Log 5 minus log 10 respectively. Fine. Log 5 minus log 10 respectively. So what is this value? Negative again, common sense. Because obviously log 10 value will be greater than log 5. 1 molar. 1 means what is log 1 value? Instead of x I am putting 1. So log 1 value is 0. So the first option is the correct answer. Who did not understand this question? Kindly be open with me in this question. Very, very important question. And in 2020 paper, you will get this question for sure. Who did not understand this question? Fine, good. I got the honest. So I'll be doing it on the whiteboard, guys. Good. Because this question is very, very important. I will do it. No need to worry. So guys, write down according to our Nernst equation. Nernst equation. E cell is equal to what? 0.059 1 by 2 log x. This is a formula to use. X is given in our question. Correct? For the first one, what is the first one? Platinum. This is in the question paper. Okay, H2, 1 atmospheric pressure. HCl is 2m. So instead of x, I am putting 2. So for the first case, E cell value is what? 0.0591 by 2 into log 2. What is the log 2 value? 0.314. I am just writing 0.314. Okay, or 0.3, 0.301 or 0.3 I'm just putting. Log 2 value I'm putting in as 0.3. So if I multiply everything, I'm getting an answer as 0.0089 for the first one. Obviously, this is greater than 0. Obviously, this is greater than 0. Sorry. Obviously, this is greater than 0. Correct? Now, if I take the next question, the next point, next option. Okay, next option, if I take the B, for same thing, for platinum, this is half H2, 1 ATM, HCl as 0.1 m. Again, write down same formula. Is a very, very easy question. Okay, guys, very easy question. Into log of 0.1. How can I log 0.1? 0.059 this by 2. 0.1 can written as 1 by 10. This is log of A by B format. So log A minus log B. Log 1 minus log 10. Obviously, we know what is log 1 value? 0. What is log 10 value? 1. So obviously, this value I'm getting is what? Negative. Answer will be negative, which is less than 0. So this option is ruled out. Option B is ruled out for us. Fine. I'll give you a chance to write each and everything. But first, listen to this question. The next thing, option C. Half H2, 1 ATM, HCl, 0.5 molar. This is here. Okay. So E cell is equal to what in this? 0.0591 by 2 log of 0.5. How can I write log 0.5? This same thing I'm writing here, log of 5 by 10. Log of 5 by 10. So what is log 5 minus log 10? Obviously 5 value will be less than log 10. So obviously this answer will be what again? Negative, because log 10 values are minus 1. So obviously the answer of this will be negative. Negative in this positive term will be what? Negative only. So obviously this will be less than 0. And the last case, option D. Option D, again platinum, half H2, 1 atmosphere, HCl is what? 1m in this. Again, write the same formula. E cell is equal to 0.0591 by 2 into log 1. What is log 1 value? 0. But the question is what? It should be greater than 0. So this also is wrong. Okay. So the correct answer is option A. Now I want everyone to write down the same thing. So is it clear now? Sure. Anyone now who doesn't know, let me please know the same. I'm clearly using the logarithm value. Fine. What about Monisha, Alan? Amog also got it, I think so. Gautam, Surya. Yeah. Akil is there? Yeah. So I'm just checking it out. Nitin, good. So just check the power. Jayvibha, very nice. Pavani, good. Aditya, good. Kripa, very good. So now, oh, good, Merlon. So guys, please be open with me. Okay, if you got any doubt. Again, if anyone has got doubt in this, let me know. This is B1. You want me to copy it down something? Meghna, good. You want me to rotate the page or something? So guys, again, here we can do the question in less than 5 seconds. The only thing is we should know the concept. We should be very fast in thinking. That's it. Okay, we should be, so this is not a tough exam at all. If anyone is telling you that JEE mains or advanced or KSET is tough, then they have not attempted the exam. Kindly do not discuss with the peers, how is this exam, how is that exam. See, they are also just like you. They are not written down the exam. Okay. So a lot of people have a lot of opinion, but if you ask to a guy who has got a rank less than 1000 or less than 500, his thing will be, it'll be easy only. So guys, these exams are really easy and anyone can do it. If a guy with 60% or as 50%, he or she can both clear the exam. That is this easy. This is all about putting some hard work. And the patterns will repeat over the year. Nernst equation. How can they change the formula for the same? Can they change the formula? No. Correct? 20 SE. Our chemistry book is unchanged for 50-60 years. And I'm sure that for the next 100 years also the book will be same. So obviously they cannot change everything and give each year new questions. Correct? And they are not hardworking like you guys. They want, the guys who are preparing these papers will be around 60-70 years sometimes, or maybe greater than 50 also. Okay, who is sitting and doing this? So they will be lazy enough to sit and prepare questions. So what they will do, one guy will take question from 2013, other guy will take the question from 2000. But what is the benefit you are getting here? I'll be doing each and every paper here, so that you will be able to get the full-fledged flow. Okay. And any page you want me to show it to you, or shall I go to the next one? This is the last page, log 1 thing. And I got some of the messages for the for my students who doesn't know the negative logarithm and the anti-log and this thing. Kindly do not worry. Kindly don't take it as a burden at all. I'll teach you the shortcuts where you can do faster than if you look in the logbook. Okay, and you won't get these things anywhere on the internet also. Because I'm not what teacher by anything. Okay, so this is with passion I'm teaching, so that's where you will benefit. So I'm an engineer by chance and teacher by choice. And to prepare this kind of paper 2012, so I had to spend minimum 6 to 8 hours, okay, to make sure that each and everything is being conveyed to you in a very small fashion. So I'm going to the next question. Question number 22. The vapor pressure of two liquids A and B in their pure states are the ratio 1:2. A binary solution of A and B contains A and B in the mole proportion of 1:2. The mole fraction of A in the vapor phase of the solution will be how much? Question number 22. PA is to PB is what? 1:2 in this question given. So obviously it is 1/2. PA by PB is equal to 1/2, or what is our PB in this? 2 PA. This is our first thing. Correct? And similarly, what is our Na by Nb? 1/2 respectively. Therefore, our Xa is nothing but 1/1 plus 2. That is 1/3, and Xb is nothing but what? 2/1 plus 2. So I think you are fresh with this concepts. 2/3. So what is our total pressure PT? PAXA plus PBXB. Correct? So this is nothing but what? PA into 1/3 plus PA into XA is 1/3 plus PB is what? What can I write as PBS? 2 PA I can write as 2 PA. 2 PA into 2/3. So what is the answer I'll get? 1/3 plus 4/3 I'll get it off. 2 into 2, 4. 1/3 plus 4/3 I'll get 5/3 PA. 5/3 PA. Okay, I hope everyone has understood up to this. Anyone who hasn't understand this? So what is the mole? So I hope everyone has understood up to this. So what is the question in this? Mole fraction. Mole fraction in the vapor phase. PAXA by total pressure. So is nothing but PA into 1/3 by what is the total pressure we got? 5/3 PA. So cancel out each and everything. PA cancel out. So 1/5 is the answer. So what is the answer? 0.2. Question number 22, the answer is 0.2. Option C is the answer. many of you did not understand this thing? Nothing, we just know the formula of this. This is your class 12th thing. And write down in the formula sheet. And before proceeding further, in any of the questions you got doubt, please let me know now itself. Obviously, I'll be sharing the video, but not in YouTube. Once the session is over, okay, and whichever papers you want, I will be directly providing the video with you so that only you can see it. Because if I put in YouTube again, the problem is a lot of people will see it, and this is all about the you have to eliminate the competitor. That's it. Okay, so I don't want any of my students getting a lower thing compared to any other guys elsewhere. But you can share your knowledge with friends. There is nothing wrong in that. That's how you will improve yourself. So if you get some shortcuts, whomever, if I taught or someone else taught also, you can just share those shortcuts with them so that you will remember it. So those who teach, they will remember the same. Okay. Any doubts in any of the questions which I have solved till now? So I hope none of the guys are in doubts. I'm going to the next question, 38th question now. Which of the following has a magnetic moment of 1.75 bm? So we just did a similar question. So what is our magnetic moment formula? Root of n into n plus 2. So see the option in this. This for you, I'm preparing the table. Okay. In entrance and all, we don't have the time to prepare the table and everything. So this I'm just writing it out. This is magnetic moment. MM is magnetic moment. Okay. This thing. V3 plus, then CR3 plus. CR is our favorite thing, so we should know these things. Fe3 plus, Ti3 plus. So 3D square, CR3 plus is what? 3D cube. This 3D 5, 3D 1. D means what? There are 5. So here 2 unpaired electrons are there. I'm not drawing the full thing. 3. 3 means what? 3 unpaired electrons are there. 1, 2, and 3. 5. 5 meaning what? 5 unpaired electrons are there in this. 1, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. All the blocks are filled with unpaired electrons. 3d1, 1 unpaired electron in the same. So number of unpaired electrons is how much? 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, and 1 respectively. Then you substitute in this thing and let me know the answer. So root of 2 into 2 plus 2. So root of 8. Root 8. Correct? So root 8 will be obviously less than 3. So no need for you to again calculate these things. What about this thing? Root of 3 into 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 is what? 6. Root 18. Correct? Root 18 will be sorry, this is 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 3 is 15. Root 15. So this will be obviously less than 4. This is less than 3. This is less than 4. 5, that is too huge. 1, root of 1 into 1 plus 2. So 1 into 3. So root 3 value, 1.73. So obviously your answer is what? Ti 3 plus is the correct answer for this. Very good. I think 3 persons has given me the correct answer. Jay Vibhav and all. Very good. So those who don't know this thing, no need to worry. Again, we won't sit and solve what is root of this particular root 8. Root 8 is 2.82. We won't sit and solve these questions, okay? Who did not understand the electronic configuration? This is 5 blocks are there. I'm not putting it because see, again, I want to make sure this is done in an entrance point of view, not in a board exam point of view. This is unpaired electron. So 5 and all we need not do at all. That's waste of time for us. Root 3 1.73 12. That's it. So this is our Titan TI. Spin quantum number, azimuthal quantum number. Okay. So the quantum thing in class 11, the second chapter, quantum mechanics. Those things also you kindly focus. Why I'm telling you to focus on Nernst equation, electrochemistry, quantum mechanics, everything is because you're writing an engineering entrance examination, correct? And I told you Nernst equation will come for engineering. So obviously the engineering papers will be set on a basis of which one? For the engineering, based on the engineering books, right? So whatever topics are there in the engineering books, that they will be giving more importance to it. So, okay, guys. So before winding up the session, I want to tell one more thing. Let me clear this page. So for people who have joined today, guys, as I told you, the KSET, the CET, the Comet K. This is for the people who have already joined also. See, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. So these are the, and one of the guys given 8 hours of study. Okay. KSET, Comet K, and let us take the management. So you have to be very serious because I'm telling this in all the sessions, because if you spend more hours of studying time productively, then obviously the fees will be very less. This is 10K per year. This is 1 lakh per year. Let us take, this is around 3 lakh per year. 10K, 10 into 4 years, 40,000 is coming for this KSET. And in a good college. Good college means good opportunity, good placements, and you'll get more knowledge also. Okay, so if you want to do a master's or anything, we need good teachers for you to teach. Comet K. Okay, Comet K is also good only. You will get in a good college. Okay, but the less fees. So this is coming 4 lakh for the 4 years. But if it is 3 lakh per year, this is 3 lakh per year, then how much it is actually coming? 3 into 4, 12 lakh. And managing students may have to pay some extra money also sometimes per year, depending upon the thing. So around 15 lakhs for the 4 years. Okay, why this 15 lakhs is not good also I'll tell you, because you will ultimately get placed in TCS or Infosys or any other IT company, okay, which will give you around 3 lakh or 3.25 lakh per year. So to earn this 15 lakhs, it will take minimum, not 4, 5 years of your time it will take off. Okay. And if you're taking education loan, this will be a huge burden for you. Okay. This 15 lakhs will be a huge burden because interest rate of this is compound annually at the rate of 14% if you go through bank. Fine. So to earn this money back, this is not a good investment point of view. So you got the point. That is the reason I'm kindly requesting each and every one, okay, to spend more time on the conceptual thing and for the class. Please don't take this as a vacation. This is the best time. You can crack anything. If you want JEE means also you can crack, not a problem. Okay, anything you can crack in this time. And just remember the KSET last year exam was difficult than the JEE means. Okay, so if you're attempting these questions, you can easily crack the JEE also. Fine. Okay. So get in a good college and remember about these things also, because in no school or in no entrance coaching centers, they will be talking about these things. These things are real facts which will give you a fire to study and achieve more. And any help regarding the thing, if you don't know the logarithms or anti-logarithm or negative anti-logarithm, you please let me know for so in the next session. Okay, so the tomorrow's session, I'll be taking out the same. Okay, and tomorrow obviously we'll have the max session. And as I told you, due to this corona thing, we don't know when the lockdown will be over. Okay, and it is having a huge impact all over the world. Fine, so that is the reason all the things are being closed down. But I want to make sure that each and every one, I want to make sure that each and every one is fully equipped. So by the time the KSET exam or the Comet K is there, you should be ready. Even the Manipal Institute of Technology, MIT, all are same. The preparation is same. Only if you are applying for Manipal, you have to know a little bit of quantitative aptitude or the reasoning part. Okay. If you have any doubts on that, please feel to call me regarding the same. I'll help you out. Okay. But first, let me complete all the papers. Because to complete all the papers, I do physics, chemistry, and maths. So let's see how it works. So I want to complete nearly the half of the paper by this month. That is the reason. So please cooperate. Okay, just for 2.5 hours. It's a more strain for my end. Okay, fine. And if you're not good in organic chemistry, no need to worry. Just follow the same question which I'm teaching you. Okay, physical and inorganic, you have to spend more effort. Okay, the molecular, the molar concept, number of moles, how to calculate number of moles. Those chapters and empirical formula. Okay, so those things you have to give more importance thing. Fine, guys. So with this, I wish you all the best. Okay, and if you don't know the and if you don't know the negative anti-logarithms, yeah, most of the people have messaged me in the chat. Okay, as well as in my mobile WhatsApp. Okay, this is chemistry. I cannot do much in this shortcut thing. Fine, but physics and maths, I can give you a lot more shortcuts, and I can help you to find a lot more, identify the lot more questions in chemistry. But I assure you, if you do the last 20-year paper, and if I'm able to have a little bit impact on you, We'll come up with flying colors in chemistry also. Physics and maths, no need to worry at all. It will be beautiful. Okay. So fine, fine guys. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you guys, and be safe at home.